Hi, welcome back to my channel where stories of hope, transformation, and growth are really the name of the game. I wanted to talk about this book, The Alchemist by Paolo Coelho. Not sure if I said that name right. This book has been sitting on my bookshelf. My husband actually bought it. He gifted it to his son when he graduated high school. It is a pretty well-known and well-respected and much-loved book. And it's been sitting on our bookshelf for a long time, and I just never delved into it. I don't know if it was the name of it was kind of off-putting to me, or if sometimes I'm not sure if I really like stories that are kind of allegories. I don't know. But my youngest son actually read it recently, and he came to me and he was like, "Hey, Mom, have you ever read this book?" And I was like, "Actually, no, I haven't." And so, because he loved it so much and read a few passages out of it, I went ahead and picked it up. And now I've actually read this baby twice, like back to back. It was that impactful. And as you can see, I have markered it up with all of these passages that were just beautiful. It is so well written. It is poetic. It is a story of a young man that goes in search of his fortune. And so I thought I would read a portion actually of the introduction, which was kind of, I guess, an interview by Paolo Coelho, November 2002. So I'm going to start, I'm just going to read it. And I hope that if you have read this in the past, maybe you revisit it. If you have never read it, please give it a chance. It is just a magnificent story. So, what is a personal calling? It is God's blessing. It is the path that God chose for you here on earth. Whenever we do something that fills us with enthusiasm, we are following our legend. However, we don't all have the courage to confront our own dream. Why? There are 4 obstacles. First, we are told from childhood onward that everything we want to do is impossible. We grow up with this idea, and as the years accumulate, so do the layers of prejudice, fear, and guilt. There comes a time when our personal calling is so deeply buried in our soul as to be invisible, but it's still there. If we have the courage to disinter dream, we are then faced by the second obstacle, love. We know what we want to do, but we are afraid of hurting those around us by abandoning everything in order to pursue our dream. We do not realize that love is just a further impetus, not something that will prevent us from going forward. We do not realize that those who genuinely wish us well want us to be happy and are prepared to accompany us on that journey. Once we have accepted that love is a stimulus, we come up against the third obstacle, fear of the defeats that we will meet on the path. We who fight for our dreams suffer far more when it doesn't work out, because we cannot fall back on the old excuse of, "Oh, well, I didn't really want it anyway." We do want it, and we know that we have staked everything on it, and that the path of the personal calling is no easier than any other path, except that our whole heart is in the journey. Then we, warriors of light, must be prepared to have patience in difficult times, and to know that the universe is conspiring in our favor, even though we may not understand how. I ask myself, are defeats necessary? Well, necessary or not, they happen. When we first begin fighting for our dreams, we have no experience and make many mistakes. The secret of life, though, is to fall 7 times and to get up 8 times. So why is it so important to live our personal calling if we are only going to suffer more than other people? Because once we have overcome the defeats, and we always do, we are filled with a great sense of euphoria and confidence. In the silence of our hearts, we know that we are proving ourselves worthy of the miracle of life. Each day, each hour is a part of the good fight. We start to live with enthusiasm and pleasure. Intense, unexpected suffering passes more quickly than suffering that is apparently bearable. The latter goes on for years and without our noticing eats away at our soul until one day we are no longer able to free ourselves from the bitterness and it stays with us for the rest of our lives. Having disinterred our dream, having used the power of love to nurture it, and spent many years living with the scars, we suddenly notice that what we always wanted is there, waiting for us, perhaps the very next day. Then comes the fourth obstacle, the fear of realizing our dream for which we fought all of our lives. Oscar Wilde said, "Each man kills the thing he loves," and it's true. The mere possibility of getting what we want fills the soul of the ordinary person with guilt. We look around at all those who have failed to get what they want and feel that we do not deserve to get what we want either. We forget about all the obstacles we overcame, all the suffering we endured, all the things we had to give up in order to get this far. I have known a lot of people who, when their personal calling was within grasp, went on to commit a series of stupid mistakes and never reached their goal when it was only a step away. This is the most dangerous of the obstacles because it has a kind of saintly aura about it, renouncing joy and conquest. But if you believe yourself worthy of the thing you fought so hard to get, then you will become an instrument of God. You help the soul of the world, and you understand why you are here. Oh my gosh. That is so beautiful. And it just fills me, and I'm sure so many people, with so much hope. And I hope that if you haven't read this, definitely give it a chance. If you haven't read it in a long time, pick it up again, refresh your mind with the beauty of this story, because I believe that God wants to give us the desires of our heart, and that a part of that is our call to our own personal mission and to fulfill it and to not back down when we feel afraid or overwhelmed, or we're at a crossroads in life and we're trying to figure out, do I do this or do I do that? I feel like the calling is always not to give up your own personal mission, the thing that kind of is burning inside of you and fills you with joy and you know is good for you and good for all the people around you as well. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you go to the library or to Amazon or wherever and you get yourself a copy of The Alchemist and you read it, and probably you're going to reread it as well. I love you. Thanks for being here. Have a great day.